Yesterday I harvested and chopped back the blackcurrant because it had finished. It was starting to die back. I don't know if you'd call that a fail. I don't think you would call it a fail because it has done some, but some are very tiny. I am going to freeze them. I washed them and I put them in that dish so that I could film them. But that is them before they go in the freezer. Not loads. In the interest of keeping it real, I am going to just say that those cherries did not soften up very well. They stayed little bullet cherries for a long time, even though they were red. And I have struggled with them. In fact, when my dad last came, I showed him and he said, oh, it's like a water, that is. And I weren't quite sure what was happening because I nearly took all the cherries off the tree. Very, very nearly. Because I thought they're not doing anything. Then all of a sudden they started softening up and squishing up and I thought, oh yeah, we'll start. And I've had a bumper harvest. 2 parts of them I've actually given away and the 3rd part is the part that I've dealt with. Half a Ziploc bag is in the freezer. One of the pile on the closest to the camera is the pile I've kept. The pile further back is the stone fruit, the stones, the greenery and all the pulp from inside that I didn't want to use. Some bug has been in those cherries and in at least half of them. I'm just de-stoning the cherries and I thought I would just film this little bit because some of you may have noticed that when I took these off the tree, I said, oh, that one's got a little hole in it. And what you get is you get a bug crawl in. The reason that I wanted to show you is because that one has a hole. Now, I'm not sure if you can actually see that, but that's all black inside when I've gone inside. That's had a grub in it. The grub's done its thing and it's grown up and turned into whatever it turns into. That cherry I will not use. There's not many. This is the pile of greenery, stones and stuff that I'm not using. And the only thing I'm doing is taking the stone out and the pulp gets frozen for the next time that I cook. And I can do a crumble or a pie or anything. So, trying to see if I can actually find one. Right, so that one's got a hole in. I'm not sure if you can actually see that hole there. So I'm going to presume that something's been in that. Not a very good example because the flesh is red and pink. But basically, if you open up any stone fruit, cherry, plum, apricot, anything that has a stone in, and there's anything black inside it, it generally means, oh, perfect example. Can you see that? That one's no good. That's an extremely good. Yeah. So I will crack on with these, and I did a little bit of chopping back and shredding yesterday. And this I chopped back. Because what happens with this is this flowers quite early normally. So it's normally over by about the end of June. And the hibiscus starts after that's finished. So I tend to every year chop that back to give the hibiscus room to do its thing. And yeah, it's got a lot of flower buds on this year. They never last very long, the hibiscus. They flower and then die back really quickly. But that's the blackcurrant bush. I chopped that right down. You can see the leaves. It has not liked the heat that we've had this year at all. What I've realised from plot 1 is, because the whole tomato structure fell over, is I need to get a bit more organised with the structures for the tomatoes, because the tomatoes get super heavy. It could be the fact that my tomatoes have just done better than they've ever done this year, and that's the reason. But these are all starting to put on tomatoes now and getting all green, and so today I will be out here removing all these side trusses and everything, because it's one thing that I've not been very good at, and the tomatoes do get super heavy. There's another bunch of them there. These were all tomatoes that were in the pots that I grew from seed, if you remember, and I'd got extra. These are the tigers. I have staked them, but I do need to start making sure that I remove all the trusses. Not trusses, the elbows. There's the little yellow cherries. There's another tiger. Quite a lot of tomatoes in the home garden as well. The courgettes have not done, they've not done as good in the pot, but I'm okay with that. What I've started to do here is these peppers that I've brought from the allotment. I've put a couple in, one in that pot there, one there. And I'm actually doing more at home than I am at the allotment, because everything's growing at the allotment. And the allotment is just growing, and that's it. So we did deal with the tomatoes, but it was a bit of an emergency because the whole structure had fallen down. Just sort of got stuck in and did it. And I didn't bother filming. Mark was with me, so we needed both of us to lift it up, and we have lost quite a lot of the tomato plants because they literally fell over and snapped. Today, I get to have a little bit of time up there, because I took my granddaughter back last night. So when I have my granddaughter, I tend to concentrate on looking after her and spending time with her. So we went out for the day. We did a garden set, like a ball pool place, and had fun there, and I tend to concentrate on that. And the allotment kind of gets checked. I just drop in, and that's what's kind of happened. So this morning I will get more done, but I just wanted to show you whilst I'm dealing with the plants that I bought from the garden centre that are reduced. And I bought those not because I need any more plants, but because one of the borders at the front, since we've done the new mulching and all the shredding of the branches, then I feel like it looks a little bit empty and it needs a bit of filling up. So that's why I bought those, and I am going to set the tripod up and I'll pop them in But first we go the allotment. So it might be tomorrow before you see this video, because tonight's video will be the allotment video. Purple sage and apple mint. Thyme golden. Ooh, what's that one? Ooh, purple basil. Peppermint. Spicy. It just smells like my mint. What's that? This clockwise. I wonder if that is an every year thing. It says it's an alpine. I mean, if it's an alpine, then it must come back every year. Companion, I don't normally though, does it? Candy tuft. That comes back every year because I have that. Try one of them.